there, it's Anna with Practice Promotions. Today I'm going to show you how to make changes to your location pages. So we're going to start by checking out what those look like. They are typically saved under the About Us. So let's go to one of those. And here is what a location page usually looks like. So we have the banner image at the top with some banner text over that. And then we have this field. This is a custom title field, which I'll explain in a few minutes. Then you have your content, you have your address and your hours. Then we have a section for services. So here we can do 3 or more, but the standard here is typically 3. And you can focus on specific techniques that you use. Depending on the location, or maybe perhaps if you see a condition the most at a location, you might want to highlight that there. Here is the therapist section or other staff. You can change the header here. You can also change the header over here in the description and then add whichever staff you want to rotate through. And then we have a specialty section. So say that you want to highlight maybe your laser therapy. You can have laser therapy image here and then some text over to the right. And then we have the testimonial section that rotates through. This is typically where the map is. Here is a form. We can add your request a consult or request an appointment form there. And that pretty much sums up for the location. The rest is the footer. The locations are important because they actually do house some of the fields that are shown other places. So, for example, the footer and as well as the contact us page. If you want to change any information about a specific location, say the address that you moved, you would change it under the location and then it would also automatically update on the footer as well as the contact page. So let's go see how to do that. I'm going to go back to the home page so I can log in. At the end of the URL, you do /WP admin. And if you do not have your username and password, you would ask your digital account manager for that, and then you go ahead and log in. And then here on the dashboard, we see 2 black menus, one along the top, one along the side. That means that we are logged in. We are going to go find our location. So under location post types, this test site has 3 locations. So I'm going to click on the first one to edit this. And then I want to see this side by side. So I'm going to open up a new tab and then move this one over here. All right, the first part is the name of the page. So that's not going to display on the front end. That is useful for the permalink. So this is going to be physical therapy or occupational therapy, whichever is your main focus, and then the town or city and the state. Again, that's just for SEO. It's not going to show up here. The next section is the description, which we can see over here. And then if we scroll down, we have these tabs. So this is the location banner. This is where you have this image over here that shows at the top. And this is the text over the image. Next is the detail. So that is the address and the hours. So the first one is the custom title. So you can name it your practice, you can name it Brooksfield Physical Therapy, whatever you want to call it, but that field is going to be displayed at the top. And then you have the address here, which is shown in this section. And then the phone number, fax, and email. If you want to display your email, we can do that under the fax. But that field, sometimes it's used, sometimes it's not. This location map, the latitude and longitude, that is for the map in the footer. If you might have 3 separate maps, you would on the contact page typically and on the location page, but this is where this map is coming directly from Google. And then we move the lat and long around. That also comes from Google. And then here are the hours. The social media icons are down here. They're not displayed on this location page, simple because this location only has one social media account for all of their locations, so we don't separate those out. All right, this custom field is also going to be pulled and shown on the footer. So if we scroll down here, you'll see that it's going to be used here, and as well as the contact page. So let's go look at that. It's also going to be used here. So you can change what you want them to be called. All right, so next is the service section. All right, so we have 3 here now. You can add another row and then add 3 more if you want. You can do an image or an icon. This one does want to use an image, so that yes, I want to use an image, and then you can add the image here. This one does not want to use an image, so we use an icon instead, and we use a CVG file. You'll need to ask someone for that if you change those icons. And then you can have the title and the content here. So next is the therapist section. Here is the title. So you'll want to use physical therapist in your location in case someone is looking for physical therapist, Brooksfield, Florida. You want to make sure that text is there. And then you can change the meet the team text, the title, as well as any text down here. And then to get the staff, we have those here. So this is pulling from the location post type over here on our staff. So the first step, of course, is to make sure that all the staff are there. And then everyone that is on your staff is listed on the left side. And then if they're showing on that location page, they'll be on the right. And you simply click here and that moves it over. Or you click here and this negative and it moves it back. And this way you can only show which staff members are at specific locations depending on the page. The next tab that we come to is the testimonial. Again, changing the title. You want to put your town and your town or your state and city there. The name of your practice here. Just like the staff, these are pulled from the testimonial post types over here. So you'll add your testimonials first, and then you can add the specific ones based on location in this section by clicking back and forth. You can even move them around. Okay. And then the request form comes after that. So here's the text that you can change. That's the header for that section. That is the description and then the form ID. The shortcode comes from Ninja Forms, and then you go to the dashboard and you find the form that you want to put on here. Typically, it's the request an appointment or request a consult, and then you would add that shortcode there. The next section is the gallery. If we were using the gallery, it's going to show as a sidebar. So I'm going to say inside clinic, and then I'm going to add to the gallery. Let's pick some images out. Let's just pick these 2 here. We're going to select those and update. What you're going to see next is, let me refresh this one and it will show you the sidebar. And that's also going to pull the social media icons. If you don't want those, you just simply come over here and you remove the rows. Okay, so that does change the structure a little bit. If you want to change where this is displayed, we can always put it above the services. That sometimes looks nice depending on how many pictures that you have. All right, and the next is the text content block. All right, so then we have the featured image, not featured image, the text block image here. Good size for that is a 500 by 500. Then we can change the text within this part. You'll notice that this one is set to an H3. You can change it to an H2 if you want. That will increase the size, increase the font. Never use an H1 for any editing on the website because that is for SEO. You can only have one H1 per page, and we use that in the titles. You'll be penalized with Google if you do that. All right, so that is basically it. I am going to show you how they are affected in the footer the fields are. So let's come over here to the details page and say we want to change this to road. And we're going to update. So let me show you, we're looking for this one to change to road. So let me refresh this. And it's going to change it to road here. We go to the contact page, it's going to change it to road here. And then of course on the